How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Crypto Unveiled YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the one and only Kaspa, or KAS for short. If you guys have been around the channel for a while now, you would know that Kaspa is one of my top cryptocurrencies that I like to cover on this channel, and for a very, very good reason, and that is just the fact of how much opportunity and how hopeful I am for the future of Kaspa. So yeah, extremely bullish on the coin Kaspa. You can see the market cap, the current market cap of Kaspa, currently sat at just over $2.11 billion. So, you know, the market cap of Kaspa over the last year or so has just gone absolutely crazy. I mean, I first started covering Kaspa when it was around $300 to $400 million in the market cap. And I did say back then, I said, you know, I believe Kaspa is like extremely undervalued, and I was actually right. Because I saw how good the team was behind Kaspa. I saw, you know, I looked at the future developments of Kaspa, and I looked at what, you know, the whole narrative behind Kaspa. Is Kaspa a coin that the people can get behind? And of course, as we've seen here from the chart, it definitely was. You can see the 24-hour volume is currently sat at just over $30 million. So, you know, it's not that good of volume to market cap ratio, which is, you know, all these different ratios and statistics are a big thing which I like to talk about on this channel. I always like to talk about these statistics because it doesn't paint the whole picture of a cryptocurrency, but it gives you a pretty good idea of, you know, what that currency is all about, and what is the future actually going to look like, basically. But yeah, the volume to market cap ratio is a little bit low, but you know, this also is to do with the fact that it has got a bit of a higher market cap, so, you know, not the end of the world. If we look at the charts now for Kaspa, you can see over the last day up 2%, over the last 7 days actually down around 7%, so, you know, not great over the last 7 days. Over the last month down around 15%, but if we switch to the last year, you can see around 46% down, which, you know, again, a lot of people will be looking at negative charts and be having very negative thoughts about this, about Kaspa or any coin, and will be saying, oh, you know, it's dropped in price, this is not a good thing. It all depends on how you look at it, guys. I say this in all my videos when I'm talking about cryptocurrencies. If you're in Kaspa for the short term, you know, if you invested back up here, say the start of towards the what's this? This is the end of last year. Say if you invest into Kaspa towards the end of last year, right? And, you know, you're only investing in Kaspa short term, and suddenly you're down 50%. Of course, this is extremely bad. No one wants to be down 50%, of course. But if you're in Kaspa for the long run, you might see this as an incredible price discount. You might be saying, oh, I can currently pick up Kaspa for half the value. Because you're in it long term in the hopes that Kaspa is going to go back up in the future. So there's two ways to look at it, guys. There's always two different perspectives when you're looking at things in the cryptocurrency market. There's always going to be a negative person, a doubter, and there's also going to be a, you know, more hopeful person, which I believe I'm on the hopeful side. I always look at the better, the good things in life instead of focusing on the negatives. But, you know, if we go ahead and switch to the all-time chart, you can see that how incredibly how much Kaspa is actually up. If you were lucky enough to invest into Kaspa back in 2022, you'd be up around 40,000% now, guys, and that is only around 3 years to get a 40,000% return, which is just absolutely crazy. I mean, imagine investing in traditional stocks and even seeing, you know, over the last 3 years, seeing a 50% gain would be considered pretty good in traditional stocks. But with Kaspa, 42,000% over the last 3 years is an absolutely incredible ROI. And I believe, as well as many other people, that Kaspa is going to continue to go up and up and up in the future. We see the current circulating supply of Kaspa, this is another incredibly important thing which I like to cover on this channel. 26.67 billion Kaspa is currently in circulation, with the max supply sitting at just over 28.7. So again, a really good amount of circulating supply compared to max supply. Just a little bit more, you know, a couple more billion coins or tokens to be released onto the market. But, you know, not too much to, if you were to invest in the Kaspa now, to actually dilute your position. So this is incredibly good, I would say, incredibly good statistics. Of course, volume market cap ratio, I would like to be a little bit higher, but like I said, you know, with it being a high market cap, that is not too bad. Let's now quickly talk about what is Kaspa all about. I'm sure a lot of people will already know what Kaspa is all about, but for the people who don't know about Kaspa, You can see here, Kaspa is the fastest open source, decentralized and fully scalable layer 1 in the world. It is the first block DAG, a digital ledger that enables parallel block creation and instant transaction confirmation. So this is one of the biggest selling factors that Kaspa actually has. As you can see here, it has a unique technology which is called block DAG, and it actually enables the network to run incredibly fast, much faster than Bitcoin. Many people also compare Kaspa to Bitcoin, and this is another big reason why Kaspa has done so well over the last few years, because of the narrative of people comparing Kaspa to Bitcoin. But yeah, not only has it got a great narrative behind it that people can get behind, but like I said, the technology behind Kaspa is incredibly good. You can see here, this is actually a bit of a diagram, a demonstration on how the block DAG actually works. With Bitcoin, you know, the next block can only be started or created or mined after the previous block has completely, has been completed. Whereas Kaspa, if there is a blockage on the network, it will simply reroute around it, and like it says there, it will go parallel to that block and start completing that other block. And it can do this many times, as you can see here. It can do it many times, can keep stacking in parallel, and this basically just allows the network to keep going and never ever slow down, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, yeah, it really is a great layer 1. And yeah, with Kaspa, there's also been really big news recently about a whole Kaspa ecosystem. I won't cover it in this video because I want to do a little bit more of an in-depth video, but I'm sure I've talked about it in the past. But yeah, Kaspa is evolving. They are leveling up. They are constantly improving Kaspa, which is another great thing which I love about Kaspa. They are not just, they've come on here, they've got great technology, they've done a great thing, but they are not stopping there. They are going to continue to improve and update Kaspa, and basically this just means that Kaspa is not going to be stagnant. People aren't going to forget about Kaspa because they're constantly updating and bringing out new things about Kaspa, which is something I absolutely love. So final part of the video, I like to just talk about my personal price prediction on Kaspa. I like to always do this price predictions because my price prediction is always constantly changing, depending on different factors which I look at. Look at the different charts, see what's going on in cryptocurrency. They don't. I wouldn't say they change too much. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys think so, I change my things a lot, but I would say my predictions are normally quite similar to each other. I just like to change them up a little bit, depending on the video and the market conditions. So for Kaspa, I am going to be a little bit more conservative with Kaspa because of the fact the market cap is already sat at quite a considerable amount, just over 2.11 billion, which is it's definitely not the highest cryptocurrencies. It's currently ranked 46 on the coin market cap, so it's definitely not it's not a top 5 or a top 10 with $100 billion in the market cap, but compare it comparatively to the other cryptocurrencies which I like to talk about on my channel, which are normally more small cap, or even sometimes, I guess most of the time, micro cap coins, in the millions, not even reaching 100 million. This would be considered quite a high market cap. So my personal prediction on Kaspa, if all does go well with the ecosystem and they're constantly updating and keep improving Kaspa, I would say in the next year or two we would be looking at around a 2 to 3x. I would say is conservative, just from following the growth that Kaspa has already had, and maybe hopefully we'll see even more. Maybe even a 5x or 5, 6, 7x in the in the near future year or two, all dependent on market conditions. And if we do actually, hopefully, I'm really hoping that in 2026 we do actually see another big bull run, back like we did back in 2021, where the cryptocurrency market was just going absolutely crazy. I really do hope that we see that once again. But we can only be hopeful. We can only see. Only time will tell what the future holds for cryptocurrency. But yeah, guys, make sure that you do not miss out on the next bull run. Of course, if you have made it this far in the video, I thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure you check out the links. I've got a link tree in the description, which is a sign up to MEXC, which is an exchange, and it gives you an incredibly big sign up bonus if you do actually sign up to MEXC under my link. So make sure you check out the link tree, and remember, guys, the people who take action now are the ones that get rewarded. So please, guys, You know, don't be one of these people who procrastinate. You know, get on it, click on those links down there, and make sure you get signed up to MEXC so you do not miss out on the next bull run. And hopefully, you know, you're going to be the one, the people watching this video, you're going to be the ones who are going to be bragging about, you know, how you invested in all these coins. You know, of course, not financial advice, of course, but you know, some of these coins that I talk about on my channel, you might have invested in them, and then hopefully in the future you might see an incredibly big gain. So thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about Kaspa in the comment section down below. You know, do you like Kaspa? Do you not like Kaspa? Just let me know. Are you already invested? Are you going to invest? Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.